Okay, so today we're going to try something different, namely the language. And each Monday I'm going to be posting market preview for the week in English. So let's cut to the chase. The markets are by their nature very fluid, so the whole previous week, almost the whole previous week, and even more, actually for like a couple of weeks before, we were expecting the markets to show behavior similar to the one that was displayed during the August and October of the previous year. But as of now, it turns not to be the case, because at the end of the previous week we got this information about the labor market in the States, which is supposedly showing us signs of cooling, which makes some room for potentially easing the rates. And also the market is trying to decode Jerome Powell statements, which are supposedly dovish too. So all of a sudden, it's a complete reversal of the theme. And Friday could be qualified as a so-called follow-through day, the day of massive accumulation across different types of market participants, and it seems to be holding right now. The indexes are trying to advance further with no signs of pressure. Of course, we want to see how it's going to close, and maybe the coming days will bring some new information. But as of now, it looks like, at least at the moment, the correction doesn't want to develop further. And of course, it is accompanied by a retreat in the volatility, but here we should also keep in mind the fact that this behavior is nothing new, and actually the volatility was steadily advancing from December of 23, and actually these bounces are like a recent theme, and also we saw this undercut very similar to the situation we're seeing here, and that's why I'm talking about the time factor here, that we need more time. And perhaps in the coming days we will see some basing here, and maybe this probable new team with the weakening labor market and dovish Jerome Powell is going to fizzle out. So we'll see. As of now, this behavior is also sort of confirmed with behavior in the rates department, but especially here in 2-year, we see that it is also a technical theme, because all these bounces resulted in further acceleration to the upside. The most important question is, will it be able to retreat below the 50-day line and to show signs of sustained, at least tactical downtrend that could support equities. And what also supports this notion of sort of ambivalent situation in the market is the total lack of setups, of tradable setups at the level of individual stocks, because there is not much to buy, with the exception maybe of well-known names from the AI department. Actually, with the exception of one well-known name from this department, which is NVDA. And it could be bought actually today, because this area is you can call it low cheat, I guess, the lower part of the consolidation, and departure from this consolidation is potentially viable, and it could be one of the earliest buy points in this consolidation, which could eventually result with further upside from here. Maybe from something like this a bit later. So right now NVIDIA is the only name from this well-known cohort that looks nice. Of course there is Google, but Google is increasing in price as a result of a buyback program, not as a result of some breakthrough in the AI space. And Amazon is barely buyable, and Microsoft actually looks kind of weak, which is interesting considering their privileged position and their partnership with OpenAI. AMD is weak, which is supposed to sort of join NVIDIA as a leader. ARM is weak too. Micron is strong, but it's a gap. You can't buy it unless you want to manage risk. SMCI is weak too. This one is worth a notice. The ALAB. This company could be one of the first names which are native to the AI space, because you should be honest here, NVIDIA, these guys, they sort of found themselves in the center of this AI theme, basically by being the only basically by being the leader in production of high performance computer chips, and basically the same theme played out again. They were leaders in the space during the crypto run. Before that, they were leaders in the space and capitalized on the development of gaming. So now it's time for AI. Their next big thing is going to be, I guess, virtual reality when it finally takes off. So, but we want to see more companies that were born as listed companies during this time when AI is already present. Even better, they should be established near this time to be native to this, truly native to this space, to provide something really valuable to the market, and as a result to appreciate accordingly. So ALAB, they produce like components that help to increase data flow through the data centers, and it is particularly useful for AI driven infrastructure. So I consider this company one of the first pioneers in this space, and today the market is strong, but it is dormant, and it's okay because it showed relative strength before. In the coming weeks, when the market was retreating, it was holding quite well. Actually, it outran the indexes and the broader market of individual stocks with this accumulation day, and it's still holding. Of course, we have earnings, so in my own view, it's not viable at the moment, but at least to watch this for reaction, or maybe it will provide a buy point without a gap, maybe something like this, which is of course is unlikely, but worth to watch. Then it could be viable. The rest of this space is still volatile. Of course, we know PLTR, we know AI. AI is worth noticing because, of course, the ticker is nice, but there is something wrong here in terms of price behavior. If it is a truly native AI company, a pioneer, it should behave differently. There should be more of institutional presence here, and as a result, less volatility. But it seems just not to be the case, at least at the moment. So yes, overall, to summarize, we're seeing some possible shifts in perception of the macro theme in the market, which is easing in terms of rates, could be closer than the market thought in the coming weeks. But we still want to see more confirmations of that. And the main confirmation could be behavior of some recent IPOs. I named one of them, which is ALAB, and another one to watch is Reddit. It's not related to AI space, but it is quite important because it can show the overall appetite for risk, for volatility, for high earnings growth, sales in case of this company, I'm sorry. And it sort of wants to break out, but right now facing some pressure intraday near the previous highs. So that's where sellers of for now. I think that the earnings call tomorrow after market close is going to be a telling sign how the market will perceive this report. If it's going to be perceived good, and even if today is going to be is going to hold well, maybe find support somewhere here, it's going to be a very good sign for the market overall. The sign of broadening of this rally, that it's not only contained into this handful of AI names, and we are seeing relative strength and good perception with the market with ALAB, and we also could see something like that with Reddit. So these names are the top names to watch right now. Okay, so just to finalize discussion about the market, I want to show you something from the recent months to illustrate my point. Basically, this is the type of behavior we want to see. Low volatility followed by a breakout, maybe pullback, and follow through to the upside. This is each run, but it's not a very it's quite rare. Such behavior is quite rare. Other company from the potential new leaders cohort is ON, and here the opposite is true. You see the date when it was marked, 15th of April, and since that it showed nothing. Actually, we see that volatility here is widening, so it's getting worse and it's not viable here, that's for sure. Other company with supposedly got good fundamentals was potentially viable here, but retreated as well. Now it's near the highs with no apparent buy point. Uranium, which is supposed to be powering the AI revolution, is volatile too, with no new highs in the sight. But that's okay for commodities. Maybe this name is not too illustrative. Applied materials, same, no follow through, no new highs. Avago, sort of older company, no new highs since April 2. Coin, same. Weakness in biotech name. Microsoft was already mentioned. Netflix, same. One of the rare exceptions, and so on and so forth. So basically no progress since the previous month, and we want to see more setups and more follow through to the upside. One thing to mention also is this lukewarm behavior in BTC. If the inflation, okay, we're not talking about inflation, we're talking about the easing of rates. So if the rates are to be eased, where is the follow through to the upside here? There is nothing. So even today we see how it's being rejected from the 50-day line, and the 50-day is sort of curling to the downside here. So summarize and to include in this summarization this BTC behavior, we are seeing some improvement, but there are more things to watch during the week. It's going to be an interesting week for sure. But for now, defense is the first priority. Stay tuned.